Where do we go today?
We went to a water park!
Pretty cool. You don't need to take your own inflatable stuff to the top. They just stick it up on the lid.
And when we first got here, we tried to go in this, which we've done in Australia as a twosome, but they only let you do it in a foursome. And there wasn't enough people, so we had to go wait for people. Because we haven't had to queue at all here. It's really empty. We like it, but we need more people to go with, so we had to wait for some people to come along before we could go down here and scream. And then it was lunchtime, and they all shut it down.
Can you hear that music? Any ideas what it is? Does anybody know the Danso mat?
In Christchurch, this is a water park version. This is the Indian version of the Christchurch Danso mat. Musical Bob, here he goes. Oh yeah, you're on the fairground ride all on your own. So we've left the water park and then we came to basically a fancy hotel and shared a beer. And
That's
the most
it.
expensive beer we've had, 320. That's a whole $6.40 for £3.20. And so now I'm starving.
So we're going to go to a cheap place.
Yummy.
I'm starving, so she's going to dive in.
Behind this very nondescript door is a yoga class, which I couldn't find to start off with, so I was in the wrong street. But somebody obviously saw me wandering around and said, next street, or waved anyway. So yeah, you can't see that this is a yoga studio. I went there thinking I was going to join other people in a class, but they were all teacher trainers doing their class and probably been going since about 4 o'clock this morning. So I had a one-on-one session and oh my goodness, I am so stiff. I need to do some more stretches and yoga. Yeah, carrying a rucksack and doing lots of walking is one thing, but yeah, very, very stiff and not able to do anything. He had to pull me and stretch me. Anyway, good. I shall go back again tomorrow, I hope. Scottish band.
Here we are inside Mysore Palace, and we weren't expecting to be allowed in and to take pictures, so this is an added bonus. And
And it's pretty cool. It's amazing actually. It was rebuilt in 1897 to 1912 after the original burnt down because it was wooden. So this is all granite and stone and is Islamic architecture and dedicated to the goddess of Chamundli or something. And yeah, it's stunning and yeah, beautiful. And it's the second most visited place after the Taj Mahal.
So one of the things about this place is that you need to take off your shoes everywhere. So you have this funny walk, and the funny walk is from the shade into the sun and run through to the next place. And she's off. Oh. It is boiling. Our feet is just so not tough, and there's people here just walking across as if there's nothing.
I think I genuinely have actually burnt the bottom of my feet.
It's like you're walking on hot coals. In fact,
people that are used to it.
I've walked on hot coals before, and it's not as it's worse than it. I didn't feel this hot before, and there's people just walking across nonchalantly as if it's nothing. You know,
not doing the run like
tarmac
we've done.
in New Zealand or UK would be melting. This is the reason I ended up with the cab. It's because this is what I got offered yesterday, and you do see people wearing these hats around the place. Some places have donkey rides, some places have horse riders. Here you can have a camel.
Hard to believe the IT capital of India is not far away from here, Bengaluru. Here we have a row of people getting their typing done. Opportunity to have your typing done. Amazing. I went into the shop because I walked past and they had Clark shoes and I wanted to see how cheap they were. Not massively cheap, but frankly the Clark shoes they've had are not my style. Very frumpy. And it had air conditioning, which was lovely, so we lingered and then had a nice chat with the man who said that actually it was too hot for them and this is the hottest summer they've had. And he's from Rajasthan, where I remember it being boiling, so if it's too hot for him, it's no wonder we are
Melting.
melting.
We just realised that the place we're going looks like a fancy palace on top of the hill.
There's a palace.
There's a palace.
There was a palace.
So it looks fancy panty.
I don't know if it's
Maybe we'll have to turn around and
we
come
might
back.
need all the money we've just got out of the bank. We're in the Lalit Mahal Palace, which is built up on a hill above the Mysore, and it's the second biggest palace in Mysore, but is now a hotel. I've come here and ordered a lime and soda and nearly spat at the price. Chris is having his tea here. It's very nice. There are some fruit flies around. It's grand with people serving you who fall over themselves to serve you before you've even looked at the menu. And then when you say, I believe you do afternoon tea, yes, that's a separate menu, they say, and look at you. Do you think you might like to go and get that then?
So I'm having a Kingfisher Strong because that's the cheapest thing on the menu. And then I'm having a garlic and spinach curry and a bread because that's the cheapest thing too. And
the beer isn't the cheapest on the menu, it's just cheapest pro rata.
Cheapest for more.
By comparison.
Anyway, the flies Helen was talking about, apparently it's mango season, so they're all around the place. I'll show you some pictures of this place. Oh, by the way, we don't normally do this.
Yeah, just in Mysore.
You should have seen when we went for breakfast this morning. It was 120 for everything, and we had coffee and all sorts.
So we are in the, I can't remember what it's called.